Alright, I just got sent another one, so I better do some work because this one's a lot longer. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the case for Jesus first. Moving along. I think where we left off, I was questioning this expression, the kingdom of God, and wondering if that means anything. Is it anything magical or mystical, or is it just a phrase that kind of means this place where we are, this is the kingdom of God? Okay, going on to a prophecy. According to the book of Daniel, in the 6th century BC, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon had a dream of a great image or statue made out of 4 precious metals. In the dream, the image is destroyed by a mysterious stone that grows into a great mountain and fills all the earth. Sounds believable. Daniel said to King Nebuchadnezzar, "You saw, O king, and behold, a great image. The head of this image was of fine gold, its breast and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. As you looked, a stone was cut out by no human hand, and it smote the image on its feet of iron and clay, and broke them in pieces. Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold all together were broken in pieces, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors." Chaff is from wheat, by the way, and threshing's when you kind of like shake it to get the good parts out. "And the wind carried them away, so that not a trace of them could be found. But the stone that struck the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth." What is the meaning of this mysterious dream? How would it have been interpreted by the Jewish people at the time of Jesus? And why do we care? According to the book of Daniel, the 4 parts of the statue are 4 pagan kingdoms, beginning with Babylon, with the Babylonian Empire. Daniel tells King Nebuchadnezzar that the king himself is the head of gold, and that after him shall arise another kingdom inferior to Babylon, represented by silver. Then a third kingdom of bronze will be blah, 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 blah. Okay, sounds like they're projecting or assuming a lot about this basically gobbledygook of words, and which we know has been translated several times already. Okay, "This shall be the kingdom of God, and in the days of those kings the God of heaven will set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, nor shall its sovereignty be left to another people. It shall break in pieces all these kingdoms and bring them to an end, and it shall stand forever, just as you saw that a stone was cut from a mountain by no human hand, and that it broke in pieces the iron, the bronze, the clay, and the silver, and the gold. A great God has made known to the king what shall be hereafter. The dream is certain, and its interpretation is sure." It should go without saying that lots could be said about this mysterious oracle. For once we agree. For our purposes, the main point is that according to the most ancient Jewish interpretations we possess, in the 1st century AD, the 4 pagan kingdoms described by the book of Daniel, again, you're assuming that, were interpreted as the 4 empires that had reigned over the Jewish people since the time of Nebuchadnezzar: the Babylonian, the Medo-Persian, the Greek, and the Roman Empire. The reason this ancient Jewish interpretation is important for us is that for many 1st century Jews who were following the prophecy of Daniel, the 5th kingdom, the kingdom of God, was expected to come during the time of the Roman Empire. In the following chart, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, we've already agreed the Bible, it's not the direct quotes. So now you're going into some guy's dream in a misquoted verbal tradition and trying to figure out what it even meant. I mean, again, first off, who cares? And second off, why should we trust your interpretation? This chart makes clear, the implication of Daniel's prophecy is simple but explosive. The long-awaited kingdom of God will come sometime during the reign of the Roman Empire. That's what Daniel says. In the days of the 4th kingdom, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. Again, why is it such a big deal that there's a kingdom of God? And, I mean, does that mean anything at all? Why do we want a king? Blah, blah, blah. Imagine the effect this oracle would have had on Jewish people living at the time of Jesus. Living, that is, during the time of Daniel's 4th kingdom. Once you understand this biblical prophecy, it comes as no surprise that Jewish expectations about the coming of the kingdom of God were at a fever pitch during the 1st century AD. Yeah, kind of like Jonestown, kind of like Heaven's Gate. You know, there's a lot of cults where people think something's going to happen. Doesn't make it spectacular or special or at all intriguing. Just means crazy people sometimes pull together, make up some bullshit, and then they believe it. It's not surprising.